That's not a message that we want to send to toddlers, and it's not going to do anything to help anything go smoother.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Parent Corner channel, where a licensed child therapist gives you the tips and tricks to help with parenting challenges that you face every single day. This is Teresa Brown, who is the owner of one of the premier attachment and trauma centers in the nation, and she has some really good tips today talking about what not to say to your toddler. We have 3 tips and we'll get into them right now.
Toddlers are tough. I'll say that first. The biggest thing I think toddlers struggle with is feelings. We've talked about that in the past, but what you do as a parent when they're having these big feelings is also a very big matter. So we advise that you do not downplay their feelings or minimize their feelings. Some examples are, that's not scary. You're acting like a baby. Stop crying. Don't cry. There's nothing to cry about. All of those things are things that come out of our mouth quickly when we are also in a feeling brain moment. But what we're doing when we say that is we are pretty much telling the child that you aren't supposed to feel that way. And we all know we cannot tell anyone how to feel. So when a child is having these big feelings, the best response would be to say, you're really angry, you're really upset, you're having big feelings. Validate their feelings, reflect back to them what they're telling you. And we can't ever say to them that something they're responding to in a certain way, that they should not be doing that. That'll teach them that we don't want to talk about feelings with them, that they're not normal, and we want them to just kind of try to ignore them and stuff them down. So the number one thing is absolutely validate their feelings.
I will link any of the videos she did mention up here in the top corner and in the description as well, but without further ado, let's move on to number 2.
We don't want to use the word you, comparing them to others in a way that's going to make them have shame. An example is, why do you always do this? Why do you always get upset when we're going to the store? Why do you always get upset when I'm putting you in the car seat? Why don't you act like your brother or sister? That's all things where, if you think about it, if someone was saying those things to you, they're all personal attacks. They make you feel like you are the problem. There's something wrong with you. And why aren't you more like other people? That's not a message that we want to send to toddlers, and it's not going to do anything to help anything go smoother. Whatever transition that you're dealing with at the moment, if you can remember that you are the thermostat and not become as elevated in your feelings or go to your feeling or survival brain like they're in, that's going to calm them down. You are always the co-regulator. You want to remember that if you get upset and you jump into the trauma tornado with them, then you're not going to have a very good experience, no matter where you are or what you're trying to do with your toddler. So just make sure that you, once again, are going back to the reflecting of the feelings and not making comparisons or statements to them that are going to make them feel like that there's something wrong with them. That's just going to escalate the big feelings and make everything last longer. Number 3, this is a big one too, because this is about making everything that we say to them that's a positive statement performance related. Performance related is going to be about, oh, you're such a good boy or a good girl, or you're a bad boy or you're a bad girl. We don't want to say that to a child. There's nothing about a child that is bad. They're just having a moment of some big feelings. So we always want to remember in their core, they're absolutely special and precious and adorable and amazing. And when we use these words, good and bad, when we're describing our child or we're trying to talk about something they just did, all of that is going to give them a lot of mixed signals. We don't ever want them to associate when they're having big behaviors with who they are and how you feel about them. So that's something where you want to always talk about, that you did a great job today. I could see that you'd worked hard. I can see that you've been really trying. Say your child does something that goes to maybe a tumbling class or something like that. Oh, you were really having a good time with your friends today. You were taking the time to listen to the coach. Those kind of things. Or you kept doing what the coach asked you to do. None of the, oh, you didn't do a very good job on doing your rollovers. You didn't do a very good job on your gymnastics move or something like that, because the child is going to take it internally as something bad about them, especially for a toddler. They're feeling like they're bad anyway because they're constantly hearing no. That's just the way the world is sometimes for a toddler. So we want to always make sure that we go back to that they're precious and amazing and lovable, even if they're having these big feelings. You have got to offer your child and have them know they have unconditional love. Doesn't matter how big their feeling is, you're still going to love them.
Thanks for everyone for watching. There will be many more in the description as well from some of the past ones. As you can see by our amazing sign right here, please subscribe because we are trying to grow the channel and build it up to get this information out more to the algorithm and everybody else that may need it. So thanks for checking in and see you next time.